thank you so much for joining us again. Today is the 31st of January. We're going to experience the end of week 3 of our EVO session. And I'm going to pass over to Randall in a second, as he will be leading the scavenger hunt session today. And he spent 7 hours preparing the session. So be surprised and be aware. Yes, he's done a fantastic job. And he showed us a little bit earlier during our session. Just 2 announcements that we've handed in for the Virtual World Best Practice in Education conference, a little symposium on EVO ViLLAGE. I added all of the moderators, so you're all welcome to attend, or you're welcome to present, whatever we feel like. We'll be doing a bumper session at Virtual World Best Practice in Education. The other thing is that the virtual roundtable is also taking place beginning of May. And then today's session, what we will be doing is we'll be enjoying a scavenger hunt, and this will last 1 hour. And at the end of the hour, even if you haven't finished all of the tasks, you're asked to come back to Edunation here at the virtual roundtable, as we would like to sit together. And Randall will first take you, just gets a little feedback of the treasure hunt, of the scavenger hunt itself. And then Winchell will again initiate a brainstorming session, because it's our heart to ask you all to prepare and create a game by the end of the EVO session. Yeah? So I'm going to pass over to Randall, and thank you very much for this hard work you put into today's session.
Okay, well, let me say, if you find mistakes in the scavenger hunt, which you probably will, please blame Gwen instead, even though she had nothing to do with it, because better her than me. So one of the things that I often do with my students, if I'm bringing them into a virtual world like this, and especially early on, is something like a scavenger hunt. The idea being that they'll have to work in groups. I try to design some of the tasks that they have to do to be collaborative in nature, and if possible, to require some communication between the group members. You know, they have to decide something together. They have to describe something together. Really just to involve more communication for them. When we think about things like gamification, a lot of times we think of strategy usage and communication to meet goals, and I think scavenger hunts are a good way to do it, and there's certainly many different ways you could do scavenger hunts. So what we're going to do today is, when we say go, right, you're going to form yourselves into groups. We're going to have 5 groups, and you may have already noticed over here next to this little mini temple, there are 5 blue circles, and they're even numbered, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And each of those blue circles, in front of it, there is a box. And once you get into your group, you'll click on that box. And what you'll find is that box, when you click on it, it will take you to a Google Doc for your group. That's where you're going to kind of provide your evidence that you're completing the tasks. So if it asks you to take a picture and include it in your Google Doc, or to describe something, you just put all of that in your Google Doc. Everybody knows probably there are note cards. That's right, each Google Doc is different, right? That's why you've got your separated groups, 5 different Google Docs. I don't want you cheating off of each other after all. Each of these is going to ask you to do things like take a picture or describe. So most of you may know how to take a picture, but just in case you don't, it's very straightforward, and this will be free because it's going into your Google Doc. On the left side of your screen, if you're using the standard viewer, you have that little bar of different things for your outfits and inventory. And towards the bottom, there's a camera icon on the left side of your screen. If you click on that, I think by default, it probably, one of your choices is save to disk. So if you click on that, and then you click again your save button, it's going to take a picture, a snapshot. You can name it whatever you want to. I usually save my stuff on my desktop. I click save, and it's going to save that picture onto my desktop, right, on your hard drive. It doesn't cost anything. And then you'd be able to upload that onto your Google Doc. Right? So, because I will ask you to do that sometimes. One other thing that I may ask you to do sometimes is I may be asking you in one of these activities, write down the coordinates for where you are. That's very easy to do. If you look up at the top of your screen in your in the bar that is showing your current location, if you click in there, it will always show you, like when I clicked, it tells me I'm on Edgination, and then it says 109/157/23. That's giving me my X, Y, and Z, up and down, coordinates. Right, so that's what you'd want to write down. Again, I just clicked in the address bar to get that. The rest is fairly straightforward. What we're going to do with the scavenger hunt is each group is going to start in a different area, and your box will tell you where to start. You're going to start either here on Edgination 1 or over on Edgination 3, and then I'm going to show you in a second, your group will kind of get a little cheat to start where you're supposed to start. At each of your locations, here's what you're going to want to find. These are going to be slightly different colors. Hold on, just have to pull this out of my inventory. But you're going to get a task. Right, 1 second. Let me pull out one of these spheres so you can see. You're going to need to do a task. And this task is going to be just in a big globe, marble globe like this. Let me pull it right over to the middle of the table here. Just like that. So whenever you go to a new area, and the note card you will get in this globe will tell you where, you're going to look for a new globe in the new area, and then you're going to click on it. I don't have this one set so you can click on it because that would be cheating, right? But if you, the globes that you find, you will click on it, just left click, and it will say, hey, do you want to buy this? But I'm selling it to you for 0 lindens, right? So you say I want to buy it, and it's going to put a new folder into your inventory. Each folder is going to start with EDU as in Edgination, right? So you just go to your inventory, look for a folder that says EDU1 task 1, and you'll open the note card that's in there. Sometimes there are little presents in there too, just for fun, like dancing cows and penguins. Right? So you're going to open the note card, do what it says, and at the bottom of that note card it will say then something like, all right, now that you're finished, here's where you go next. You're going to go there, you're going to look for another globe. Right? You're going to continue from there. Once you've finished all 6 tasks, you're done, and you'll come back to the sandbox, or if you run out of time, you have to give up and you have to come back to the sandbox. So I think, Heike, we want to have about a half an hour for discussion afterwards, right?
That's it, exactly.
Okay, so that means, you want to be back here. So now we have about 45 minutes to work on the scavenger hunt, okay? I'm going to delete this globe. I'm going to clear this scene. We're going to all stand up when I do that. And let's walk over here. All I want you to do is we want to have 5 groups of about the same size. So just come on over, stand on a circle. I'm going to move these circles back just a little bit to give you a little more space. 1 second. Just stand on a circle. All right, there you go. And try to make even-sized groups. Don't want everybody standing on one circle. And let me see how we're doing. All right, circle 1, we've got 3, 3, 3. Need some more over on, there's nobody on group 5 yet. It's very sad, it feels lonely. Okay. There's 3 over there. So, Inspira, if you'll go with group 4, would be in good shape there. Okay. So I think we're in good shape. If our rabbit friend will go over here with group 4, that way we'll be even.
I don't know if I'm able to move to group 4, and I don't know where group 4 is.
It's the circle right here with the number 4 on it, right over here. If you can see me, I'm right over
See, you are Randall, aren't you?
That's me. That's me, right?
Yeah,
If you go,
yeah, just in front of me.
Yep, right over here to group 4.
Let me see if I can move.
There you go. Well, as long as you know which group it is, that's the important thing, right? As long as you know you'd be in group 4. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. First, look right ahead of your group, and you see these boxes, right? So if you're standing on group 3, look ahead, and you're going to see a box that says group 3 doc, or group 4 doc, or group 5 doc. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to open up a little window and say, do you want to go there? And click yes. That's going to take you to the Google Doc for your group. You're going to work on this together, right? So you can decide if one person's going to do most of the typing, or if you're all going to, it's a Google Doc. You can all kind of type in there at the same time if you want to. Okay, so go ahead and get that open, because you're going to want that doc open as you're doing the scavenger hunt. Okay, and then once everybody has the Google Doc, I'm going to lift up those 5 boxes, because there's another box hidden underneath. As I said, you're all going to start in a different area. So the box that's hidden underneath, when you click on that, it's going to take you to where you're going to start the scavenger hunt. And what you're going to do, just like we did over at the table, you're going to look for one of those stone globes, and that's going to tell you what your first task is. Click on it, get the folder, look at the note card, and do what it says, right? And then you're going to move on. Any questions? We're going to be coming along helping. So, is there a question? All right, so
to get the box, that's all. So I'm on a Mac. Do I double click, or just control click, or one-click, or click?
Mac people, just click. Right, you're not taking this box, you're just clicking it, and it should open up a link for you. And if that doesn't work, you know, once you get started, talk with your group members. They can probably just give you the URL too. All right, so I'm lifting up the boxes. Now what you're going to see is there's a second box that says starting location. Right, so click on the starting location for your group, and it should open up the map, or just zoom you over to your starting location and just start going. Get to work and be done by 30 after.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, also, try to indicate a brief description of the work, focusing on the colors, shapes, and shapes depicted. So what would you say? It's Buddhist, probably, right? Can you hear me?
Can
Uh-oh,
you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so tell me what your description would be of this statue.
Okay, like lots of lines that probably contribute to make you feel peaceful. Lots of details, as you said earlier. So, but I'm not sure if it's a Buddhist one, but seems to be one.
How about the size?
Yeah, it's a big size, large, and
Yeah.
I don't know, like
Large.
large size. Lots of different like lines and
Yeah.
shapes.
Large. Okay, it's a large structure. How about the color?
It's gray kind of colors.
It's made of gray stone and carved with great detail. I think that's
Yes.
enough. We don't have to see anymore. Okay, now let me go put it in the Google Doc, and then we can go to the next task, okay?
Okay.
He's not here.
Not yet. I'm just looking for the
But
right...
he's in my friends list, so I can send him a... I hope. No. Offer teleport. Appa. There we are.
Right, the herb...
There he is. He's still...
Where is he? He's got... Okay. Excellent.
1, 2, 3. Oh, wow. This is very fun.
Yeah. Make your way to the central lagoon on Edgination 3.
Sword.
It's on the side, yeah.
Stand the water.
What?
Oh,
Yes. Don't say them.
no.
I want some gold. I can't sit on it. Lagoon.
Land.
Blind
So we've got to get it back up the ladder.
Try moving closer.
Oh,
I am already
nice.
close.
Hello.
Hello.
Right. We've got to get up the ladder.
I am.
Climb
Okay,
the ladder. It seemed to be going up sideways.
Hi, guys.
Sideways. All right.
Nice
Hi.
to see you.
Yes. Hello. Hello.
Are we supposed
Okay.
to put on our equipment for the... Oh, wow. Okay, just done it then.
How are we doing for time, Hiker? Are we nearly finished?
That's
for
the thing
time?
is we started 10:02. Yeah, and it's like 45 minutes. We're just about at the third task. We just arrived here.
Right.
We're doing really badly with time.
Never mind.
And it's another 15 minutes or so. Okay, good. My trooper, we've done a great job. But others have won
Well,
us.
now I
they
see
say,
you,
so they
Heike.
say.
Quivinus, can you see?
Yeah, Quivinus can't. Here for some reason still.
Well, I can speak. General seems to be...
Oh, you
general
can
chat
now,
seems to be
finally!
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. You should be aware that your losing your pants has not been recorded.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh dear.
The highlight of the evening, no doubt. Yeah.
Oh, Annie's got a kind of equipment. Look, for diving. You are cheating.
I'm
You're
using
using
mine,
your own.
actually. Well, this is my French side, that of Jules Verne, so...
I thought it was Jacques Cousteau.
Jacques Cousteau.
Me as well, yeah. I'm a bit younger.
So let's sit down and brainstorm a little bit about the activity. I thought it was brilliant. But the funny thing is, not but. Yeah, but how did you like it, guys? We don't need to sit down. We could just talk.
I liked it very much.
I thought it was great fun.
I thought it was fun. Hectic.
Yes,
It must have been a lot
Yeah,
of work
hectic.
to get all that ready.
Super.
it had to be. All those different environments building those things.
And you, Quivino, said that you also did a treasure hunt or scavenger hunt at Mad P. Can you tell us a little bit about this experience? Sort of in
Sure,
comparison
yeah.
to what we did.
Every few months, the writers at Mad P come up with a backstory, which is basically a kind of quest, usually some kind of murder mystery. And you go from location to location, finding clues, and when you finally decipher all the clues and pick up all the objects that the clues lead to, you get the treasure, which is actually an excuse for a lot of SL designers to offload their stuff onto you and send you round their sites to look for clues, of course. But the idea of the scavenger hunt is very clear, even if it is commercially motivated.
Hey, as long as you get free stuff, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, you do have to pay for the treasure hunt HUD, but it's only a couple of hundred linden.
Oh, that's cheap. Feel free to grab a seat around the fire.
Just eliciting some feedback.
I'm seeing a few people still stuck over on Education 3, but I think most of us
What
made
I
it over.
thought was quite intriguing was always the idea in the back of the mind of the time. Yeah, you're like get moving, everyone, and to unpack some scuba diving equipment took forever.
Well, for me, one of the things is the way I always think about for educational purposes, this kind of hunt. I don't care if the students finish or not. You know, what I really care about is, are they talking? You know, are they trying to help each other? You know, and sometimes something like the scuba equipment, if there are people who are having problems figuring out how to put it on and are having to ask their partners for help, I think that's great, right? Because it's communication, it's problem solving. So for me, the end goal is not so much to finish the hunt as it is to talk. And Annie, can you? Yeah. So you're if you want to roast a marshmallow, actually there's some the green globes. If you click on one, it'll give you a marshmallow on a stick. I don't have a marshmallow for a trident, unfortunately, but that would be awesome if I did.
Well, the funny thing was that in my team, we also had a problem of putting on the equipment, yeah. And I think it's raising rights. I later on thought about it, yeah, but too late. Anyway, Barbara, who is in another team, who happened to be there with Inspira and others, she helped my two team members, and I felt totally bad about it because I didn't help them. I just put on my equipment, went to the treasure, took the picture, then let's get on, you know, like a sort of
well, you were
type of thing.
You were a good pirate, you know. You just left the stragglers behind and went and got the treasure for yourself. That works.
It was very collaborative. It was bossy.
Well, it worked anyway because we spoke. We had to talk to someone.
So, I know I missed a bit when I was rounding up the stragglers, but do people have other ideas, you know, modifications, how they might use scavenger hunts for learning.
Well, I think what you will need is some sort of an emergency rescue package, because I think it's all very much fun if you're keeping up and you know where you are, but if you're left behind and you've no idea where everybody's gone,
Yeah.
you can
Now,
you can start to feel frustrated and think, well, you know.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I could manage through that, but I could imagine somebody else kind of giving up quite quickly.
One thing that I always do with my language students, because they've got the communication challenge even more so, is, I spend more time beforehand. They know each other, and I make sure they're all on each other's friend list, and make sure they get that message that if you get someplace first, your partners aren't there, teleport them there. Or if you're lost, make sure to message your partners, because I think that's key.
Well, talking about it, I started a group text chat. First a group call, then a group text chat, then a group call again, and for some reason then I talked to Quimimus but not to Giovanni, and just establishing communication was a challenge.
Yeah.
Eventually we got them all in the group chat, and eventually we just texted and then decided to go on local voice again, and then Quiremus couldn't speak and couldn't hear. Well, that was really a challenge, really, teamwork.
It was especially a challenge when we had more than one group in one of the environments and we started overlapping with each other and could hear the other groups talking. And
yeah,
that gets it can be almost overwhelming if you get 5, 6, 7, 8 people speaking at once.
Those speedy groups.
Yes. Sorry.
They weren't letting us poke-alongs have enough fun.
I decided my best strategy was just to follow Hazel wherever he went.
Yeah, and somewhere on the line I saw Inspira stuck somewhere, and I was like, come on, Inspira, can I help? She, by the way, our rabbit. You should have seen her with the scuba diving equipment. Hilarious.
The fire may have scared her away. I am kind of hungry.
So, who completed?
I think we did.
Yes, we
Nick.
did. Yeah.
Nick,
You
no,
didn't.
no.
Hazel. Really?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to check the
Can
documents?
I see the evidence, please?
Yes, just check the document.
We can
so
just
trusting. So trusting.
put it in the text chat, can't we?
Yep. You can just put the URL in the text chat. Not that we don't trust you.
No, it was very simple. Hazel and I are a very good team.
There you go. Look at those, complete with pictures. Although I have to say, we like this painting because we like the color red.
Yeah.
That's one of the simpler. But it's valid. It's valid.
Hazel and I had a big
Randall,
discussion
you can
about
change
this.
you can change your avatar to being female in Second Life with ease. You just can't change your inner being.
Yeah.
I like it because it's red.
And actually, look, you got some pretty nicely cropped photos in for your task 3. Actually, boy,
Thank you.
we weren't messing around.
Yes.
Is
I
anyone
just did that.
friends with Insignia? Because I left her over there and I didn't realize we weren't friends.
I don't see anybody
Check.
over there actually, though.
Oh,
I'll
we're
try
in
and
the
get her
lagoon?
again. I'll try and fetch
Nope,
her.
nobody
Yeah,
over
okay,
there.
okay.
Yep.
She's somewhere. I'll try
Thank
and
you,
get her
Carol.
back
She's
here.
over in the lagoon. We were just in a boat.
Was it in Spira?
Yeah, I've got
Yes,
her.
yes, Spira, sorry.
I'm on her friends list. Oh, there she
She's
comes.
here.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm here.
sorry.
The
Like I
rabbit
left her there.
with flippers.
Yeah, I'm still detaching them. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I know that there were also we're running out of time here, but there were some other things. What else did we want to talk about? Something after the scavenger hunt information, right?
Yeah, just a really brief, we wanted to give an assignment and brainstorm a little bit if people have questions. That won't take long.
Okay. No time like the present.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's go around. You've seen a lot, and it would be nice to hear what you're thinking because we would like you to take the next week, or, the rest of the time you have anyway, but show up with something next week that you started and think about a game, you know? And so we could go around and I'd like to pick people's brains to see what they're thinking and also like to encourage you to try to keep it simple, so it's not frustrating. You can always work on the basis of a fractal, make one little perfect fractal and then build on that. So if you get one good piece, it's much better than running out of time and trying to do something that's too ambitious. So this is just an exercise. So first of all, any comments? Questions? Now you can build here, Go ahead.
I really liked it. I liked your different locations. And if we didn't get to all the tasks or we're having technical difficulties, do you have a box out that we can click on to look at things more?
To
see all the note cards, for example.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, what I can do is let me put all the note cards in one box. Give me a second here, and I'll put that out so that people could get them all at once. Just give me a second. Keep talking.
Does it include like teleports, or if I were to just on my own walk around, would I be able to find?
Hold on. I'll put teleports in there as well. Give me a second here. Just gotta find the stuff. So keep talking about other stuff here, and I'll be working over here putting that together.
Okay. Well, Giovanni, do you have any ideas for a game that you're mulling over?
Well, actually,
how about a game for you, Giovanni? How to put on scuba gear? That's quite a challenge.
Who can get it on the fastest?
This could be the summary of my adventure tonight. Actually, if I could have lost all of the time just to try to put on the scuba gear. So,
but you notice how much language we use in trying to help you. And that's always the case. There will be people with different levels, and so they get language practice in trying to help everybody else do what needs to be done.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's right. I have I think quite a good standard level of language, but not as a technical language in Second Life and all these things for buildings and all these objects. So when I hear it can be a problem just to say, click on the object and open and change your outfit or something like this. So it was good for communication. I think we reached our goal when we need to communicate.
And you can see that you could be given a lot more time for it, and it wouldn't. This is kind of a demonstration, but you can see if you just really got into it, stuck with your partners, and did everything together. Then we were just kind of skipping over some of the things too. So
yes,
but there are so many possibilities.
Yes, I was just thinking that since I'm not a native speaker, and I'm teaching to a group of young teenagers that are not native speakers too either, because they are Italian too. I cannot give too complicated tasks unless I want them to waste all time to understand what they have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but don't forget that you're explaining to them what to do is language learning.
Yeah, that's right.
It's task-based learning what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry
and
to
I
sort of
think
interrupt
I
a
agree
little
with
bit.
I don't remember. I think Hazel said that communication is solving problems. So it's also this is reaching the
That's why
goal.
we're together. So Heike, what did you have to say?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to remind everyone to sort of think about what kind of games we could create in the next 2 weeks to come. We've 2 weeks to the end of the EVO session, and we would all like you to come up with a game self-produced at the end of the EVO session. So
That's why we're
this,
giving them this assignment today. We want them to kind of nail something down, if possible. Get started this week.
And next week when I'm doing this, I'm going to give you a bunch more ideas.
Be great.
So you can keep, you can develop something, and then every time you meet with us, you can think of perhaps ways to add to what you have.
Yeah. So what do you think, Inspira? What are you thinking about as far as games go, or activities?
I like what we did today, the treasure hunts, because it's like a more organic activity that goes with the environment in Second Life. So first I was stuck with the idea of board games and like memory games where you throw your dice, but now I don't know, I find this again that goes better with the environment. So I don't know.
I agree. You could do all of them.
Yeah.
And how
You might
about you,
start
Nuno?
with the board game and have it expand into 3D and tasks, and
Yeah, you get to the end and you start getting tasks, and then it turns into some sort of a hunt.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Starting with the board game idea and then moving into the more 3D environment.
Right. And Nuno, what did you have in mind?
Not now, no, to be honest. Again, I was stuck with the board game, memory game idea, but now I like better the idea of the 3D games where you can interact more with the environment.
And Heike, I think you need to, or we all might want to reconsider what we think of as a game. To be a game, you have goals, you have an entertainment value. So sometimes I think the games do go more over into the tasking area or activities, but
And they don't always have to be point-based, right, or competitive.
Right.
They could, but you can make any activity competitive also.
Anytime you have different teams doing the tasks, then whoever does it best or fastest or most creatively, you can give different awards for different things so that you can have everybody a winner. But
so if anybody needs it, by the way, now up over the fire you see a marble box. If you click on that, there'll be you'll get a folder that'll have a note card with all the tasks and all the landmarks, except for task 1, because that one actually began right here in the sandbox. But all the note cards and everything are in there.
Thank you.
So Randall, how long did it take you to make this?
I think I spent about 6 or 7 hours yesterday. But you know, it's the hardest part is always deciding, you know, where you're going to go, right?
Right.
and then figuring out how to sequence and what tasks to do. So I could have done it much faster, but I just had fun looking around and exploring. And some of these, you know, I hadn't been to the underwater research pod for a while, actually, so I had to do some scuba diving while I was there and put out some pirate treasure. So you know, that takes time.
Are all
Was
of
everybody
those
able?
environments-
Sorry,
No, go ahead. I was just going to ask if all of the environments are always rezzed or if they are in holodecks, and we need to ask one of you guys to put them out for us.
The underwater research pod is always there. The Chateau Renoir is always there, but it's always there because I have not yet packaged it, but I will eventually. The space station is in the holodeck here, but do keep in mind that the holodecks here anybody can use anytime. I mean, there's no need to ask somebody to put it out. If the holodeck's there, you can click on it, you can access the menu, and you can, that's kind of our philosophy, that if you want to use it to teach, come and use it to teach, and that's great.
Thanks. But I would really like to bring some of my students here just to begin getting them to learn to use the viewers and to navigate.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick, I agree that, one nice advantage of OpenSim is not needing holodecks, depending on how big your region is. Although then the disadvantage in OpenSim depends on your server, right? Sometimes you can get a huge amount of space, but then you're limited in terms of your prims, or you're limited in terms of how many avatars you can have out. So it's always, it's one of these sad, if only we had a perfect virtual environment. I haven't found one yet. Fingers crossed for the new version of Second Life that'll come out, but
What about Unity 3D?
Well, Unity 3D is interesting, although, the issue there is if you want to create your own environment in Unity 3D, that's the learning curve is high, but you can create amazing stuff. But
we created a little environment. It was very nice.
Yeah.
But the voice was a little tough. We'll see.
Yeah,
usually for 2,400 you get the whole deal for free. I mean, that you don't pay rent anymore.
Yeah. For Unity?
Yeah.
Yeah. But don't you have to, I mean, if you're going to host your own environment, you're going to need to have server space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jive Mix helps you with all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the nice thing is, I remember when Second Life, when I first started using it a while ago, and certainly Second Life, and OpenSim as well, they both still have, they're still far from perfect, but when I think about how far they've advanced since I started, when I started here in Second Life, there was no voice. There was no voice, and then eventually somebody did like this little Skype trick to kind of have voice. And if you think about how hideously ugly the default avatars used to be, I mean, these environments keep evolving. I mean, in 10 years, I can't imagine what these things are going to be like. It'll be amazing.
But I think, what about the Unity, the aspect of Unity that it's browser-based? You go right in on Chrome.
Yeah, no, that's, and certainly there are other virtual worlds like that as well. I mean, and that's an advantage. Although, the disadvantage, of course, with the browser-based ones is that what you don't tend to have as a user is that ability to modify the environment through the browser. It's certainly Second Life would be awesome if it was browser-based, but I can't imagine I'd be able to do building, for example, the way I do now. Yeah, Cloud Party was excellent, and then what happens? Damn Yahoo buys it and says, "We'll be back soon," and it still says "We'll be back soon" if you go to the Cloud Party website. I don't know what the deal is with Yahoo. They buy this stuff and then they don't do anything with it. That was a very cool virtual world.
For Open Simulator, there's one institution building at the moment a web-based browser.
Nice.
But it's not there yet. But they're building it. It's the Moses project from the US.
Yeah. Moses, you said Moses?
Moses, yeah. And this is where, I think kind of the nice possibility is a hybrid system. If you have a teacher or researcher who needs to use the full system to build things, to create things, to make environments, well, the students don't usually need that, or most teachers don't.
Yeah, true.
So if we have more of this hybridization, I think that's a very nice thing. It's very good.
So anybody have any other ideas for games while we're here?
I have to sleep on that.
One idea that I had, I guess after the first or second meeting, if you guys remember the old Hollywood Squares TV show.
Yes, and I've seen a version of it here in Second Life.
Over in the marketplace, yeah.
Who had that? Carol? Did Carol?
No,
somebody had a copy.
Yeah.
Aurelia.
That's right. That was cool. Actually, that was very cool.
Ah.
That would be
played
really,
it as
really,
well.
really flexible.
Yeah.
Well, what are you thinking specifically?
Celebrity squares, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
celebrity squares. I'm thinking that you could use it. I mean, as long as you required students to use voice, then they would be speaking, listening, and you could use it to teach any material, no matter what you wanted. American culture, history, math, science. You pick.
Oh, that's brilliant. You do that. I want to see it.
So do I.
What about you, Edajad? Have you thought of anything? Can you hear me, Edajad?
Sorry.
My voice traveling?
I was talking without the speaker on. I was still quite keen on the maze idea because I thought something would be quite easy to build, and so I was sort of combine that with the kind of information gap type thing. So one person's doing the maze and the other person's on the outside, and they have to kind of communicate to help the person who's in the maze get the answers, get matching. So sort of a simple matching activities that could be changed by any teacher. They could just put in 2 sets of things that have to be matched, and then the person outside helps the person on the inside.
Nice.
How
it's going to work, but it's sort of
a fairly easy way to design you might look for some mazes online and then save it as a picture, then put it on the ground and stretch it out, and then just put your shapes on top of it, so that you don't have to keep tying up a look.
Brilliant.
Oh, good.
Barbara.
I was wondering whether, because I quite enjoyed that mesh activity that Hazel showed us, whether it would be better to make one in, a simple thing, and then just import that. I don't know. I haven't quite thought.
Over in the corner, there's a box with the maze in, and it's a small maze, and it's got about 8 doors. And what you have to do is put your question inside the door, and then when somebody touches the door, the question comes on the door, and they have to get the right answer to open the door. So the script is there. There's a sample maze with just 1 door to learn how to do it, and there's a proper maze there as well. Now that probably isn't what you want, but there's a lot in that you could use to build your own maze, if you know what I mean, the scripts and everything.
I'm open to looking at things and then adapting what you can always.
Well, it's over in the corner, so have a look when we've finished and grab all the bits and have a look when you've got time.
Yeah. So thanks very much, Randall, for a very fun evening, and thanks everybody, and hopefully see you back on Thursday.
Right. Bye for now.
Family duties I've got to go off and do now. So.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
I may have missed this when I was putting this box together, but we've talked. Carol and Heike and I have talked actually about the escape room idea, which is very popular right now in real life. I don't know if any of you have done one of those or seen one of those, but you tend to get those now where there's one in my local town. It's in a kind of a warehouse space, and you go in, and it's like a great big room. All sorts of decorations. This one's kind of very steampunk look, and different things in the room, and paintings and rugs and chairs. And you, as your group, have to solve a series of clues that are sequential in the room, one leading to the other, to for example, find the key to open the door so you can get out. So in terms of something that requires a lot of communication, it's a very cool idea and would not be difficult to do in an environment like Second Life.
And the video I made forever ago on the untimely death of Peter Prophet, that's exactly what that was. They had to go and find clues and go to different locations and to solve the mystery.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Nice. Yeah, that sort of thing, that requires a lot of communication, which is the whole idea for me. Right? Make people talk. Yeah. Yep. Adventure game. Yeah, exactly.
I've just looked up this Moses project. Is it a military project in OpenSim?
I don't
Yes.
think so. It is?
Yes, it's open. It's military. Yeah.
It's a training project that
It's a training
US
project
Army
too.
is working on.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But a lot of things that they have changed, or in the software they gave for free to the whole Open Simulator community.
They did. They were really interested in having the gamers who enjoy those sort of armed combat games to come in and help them create scenarios and to play characters for them to train with.
Oh.
I know the military open sourcing a project seems mind-boggling in a way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm at the University of Illinois, and so much of the early work done on things like Plato, which was a computer project that set the foundation for most of what we consider to be the internet and instant messaging and email and chat today. I mean, almost all of that was funded by the military. So, hey, as long as we can make use of it later, I'm okay.
We had the same thing at Murray State. I am so glad for it.
Yeah.
And Super Janet in the UK, or I think it's further than the UK, that was military. That was the whole connection between everything in this country and the universities.
Sure.
Yeah.